What's up, guys? Another raw YouTube video. This is a Master NA game, and my boy Bought Snort sent me this game, and he felt as if he got diffed by the enemy jungler. This Kiana has been challenger, and after watching this game, we went into so much detail and found so many moves that Bought Snort could have made to, not saying he would have won this game in 5 minutes, but there's plenty of decisions here that could have changed the game. And there's a big mental block that I know lots of you are going to have when you go into games. And there's this big kind of debate around playstyle, even though there shouldn't be. And in this video, I'm going to basically win the argument and prove to you guys what real jungling actually is. So in this game, J4 wants to Raptor invade the Kiana, so starts Raptors, runs in here. Kiana is a pretty, she's a quick clearer, but she gets kind of low, right? So if she starts blue, there's definitely an opportunity to run at her Gromp here and contest her on it. So that's what J4 decided to do, or planned to do. But this is what the game is really about, yeah? So even just with this Raptors, and I'm going to run in here, what you're playing against, the real teammates you have, are the enemy champions. What I mean is that your teammates literally do not matter until they are on your screen. Sounds weird, right? Just give Picasso 3 more seconds. You are playing against 5 people on the same map, on the same territory. Wouldn't you care about what they might want to do on that territory? Of course, right? For most people, right, this is how they play jungle. I'm playing with 4 teammates. I really need to think about our team comp and what we might want to do in this game. Yeah, it's kind of important, but it doesn't really mean anything. The best junglers play the game like this. And the funny thing is that J4 and lots of you might do this invade, where you start Raptors and you run to their Gromp, right? Because you think you can kill them. The funny thing is that's the first and last time lots of you will actually jungle properly. And what I mean is that you're actually thinking about this person here. If they start blue, and I invade them after Raptors, this could be really good for me. If I get their flash, if I kill them, if I take Gromp, all of those things, right, are possibilities. And that's why you do it, because you're thinking about the enemy jungler here. Now, we think about all the enemy champions, that's why jungle's the hardest role in the game. But jungle always comes first. So enemy jungle here. I want us to start our sentences in this video with because, and then we're going to go with an enemy champion. So it could be Kiana, right? It could be LeBlanc, it could be Maud, it could be Kaiser, it could be Rel. Because Kiana, and then they're going to want to do something, or they're going to be thinking about something. Let's call it X. We are then going to do Y in response to that. Okay? For instance, going into a game, you might be thinking, in this game, I want to do this. My teammate wants to do this. My bot lane wants to do this. It doesn't matter. Your game plan revolves around what their game plan is. So in this game, J4 has thought about it. My boy Bought Snort has thought about it. And he probably thinks that Kiana is going to start top and path bot. Why? Because she has a Mordekaiser with TP. This lane early game is just horrendous, right? Set hard wins. So if she passes towards this hard losing lane and J4 does as well, both junglers go like this, red team is just going to hard stomp, and they can FF. So there's a very high likelihood that Kiana starts at blue, top side, and pass naturally down bot. Because, yeah? Because Kiana is thinking like that. The J4 tries to beat it. This is the first and last time my boy Bought Snort, not his fault, because he's been told by lots of stuff on the internet that he needs to reset his camps. That he should only do his camps and play safe. Don't play aggressive, play passive, chill, let the enemies run it down, even though sometimes they don't, and that's why he, will lose games. This is what jungling actually is. So this is the first and last time that Bought Snort actually thinks like this. Now, a little bit unfortunate here that Set runs in, and when your teammates do something like this, and the enemy jungler obviously knows about it here, why is Set doing this? this Kiana's going to be thinking, why is Set doing this? So now we start with because Kiana sees the Set doing this, she might think that I'm looking to do something here. Maybe a late invade. J4 is still pretty useful with this because it gives his teammates attack speed, even though he's got a awful level 1 mid laner in Katarina, right, against a LeBlanc. I'd much rather have LeBlanc here. But still, this might be indicative of something that's going to happen soon at level 1, a late invade or something like that. So the Kiana smartly warded around here to stop this invade. So therefore, J4 should actually change his plans here. He can start red if he wants to. He can still start Raptors, it's fine. But instead of doing this now, it's very unlikely it works because our Set has actually given away a bit of intention here. So because Kiana might be aware of that intention, there's no reason to flip this anymore. And when we see J4 run through here a little bit, he pops his sweeper and there's the ward. Let's continue on to the next phase of this game. So he clears his top side, does red. And because of this invade, we've lost 15 seconds here on our clear. So at 2:42, you should be finishing walls as J4. There's lots of champions. You should be finishing your 4th camp. So we are 15 seconds behind where we need to be here. Now, what ends up happening here is quite interesting. The enemy Kiana, look at your minimap, is where? Top lane. She's going to kill this Set. Now, I asked Bortsnort here, Bortsnort, because Kiana is top here, and she's clearly done blue Gromp walls into top, what can we do here in response to that? What's our game plan here? Well, because Kiana is top and our whole bot side is up, why not go and take her red buff? Now, Bortsnort had a bit of a reservation about this. He was scared because his lanes didn't have prio. For sure, prio is something to consider, but it just makes that invade, what you want to do, right, a little more difficult or easier. It doesn't actually define the invade or determine if you do it or not. Prio just means that your laners are going to be a little bit later than theirs, if you don't have prio, that is. So I just pointed out here, Mr. Bortsnort, we have a full HP mid and bot lane here. Yes, they are going to be a little bit later than the enemy champions to that invade, which he never gets caught, by the way, because if he just goes straight down here, I think he can get the red buff and get out. But also his teammates can be there in time, right? Now, yes, he has a TP Ziggs, so in terms of fighting down here, we don't really want it. And you can already see how that 15 seconds has really put us in a bit of a predicament here in terms of doing this invade. But if Kiana gets a plus up here, this here is the tiniest plus of all time because she has her own walls and Gromp. So she gets a nice injection of gold here. That's 300 gold from killing Set. We get walls and Gromp. So the mental here is affecting the macro and also maybe the micro, right? And by the way, Bortsnort's micro on J4 is very, very good, as you're about to see. So the macro, the mental here is really what's going to hold him back from climbing past Master, etc. He does Gromp, just because he doesn't fancy the invade. And by the way, that invade, it is pretty risky. I don't even know if I would actually do it. I'm just pointing that out to you, that should be the mental. And I think he was thinking about it because he did click down there. But anyway, it's beside the point. It's about the mental here. When you see something the enemy champions are doing, you respond to it. Yeah? You ask questions. So, let's talk to our real teammates here. So we either Gromp, no worries, because nothing's going on. All of a sudden, this is happening bottom. The enemy AD carry, Kai'Sa, is 150 HP. Let's play this a little bit. The Kai'Sa isn't popping a health pop, so I'm guessing she's already used it. And she used barrier as well, as Alistar is about to ping. Another thing about this bot lane, okay, is that this wave here, you can see Alistar pinging in the chat, Kai'Sa used barrier. You can also see that this bot lane here is kind of threatening to crash. Well, not threatening to crash, but it might crash kind of soon, right? So this J4, what do you think he should do? Should he hit blue? Or should he do something else? Again, his teammates here, the Alistar and Ziggs, don't matter at all. Look at the Kai'Sa. That's his real teammate. The Kai'Sa is in a Discord call. This is how you guys should think. The enemy champions are in a Discord call with you. The Kai'Sa is saying, J4, I'm 150 HP. I have flash. But I've just used barrier, so my HP is real. I'm not popping a health pot, so I don't think I have one. So I'm going to stay this HP kind of indefinitely here. And yeah, I just don't think... I wouldn't appreciate you coming bot to maybe threaten to dive me or something like that. So yeah, can you just stay in your jungle? And in your Discord call, you're going, nah. No, I don't think I will actually just stay in my jungle here. You're 150 HP with no barrier. This is where you add in your teammates, right? If a J4 runs bot, like lots of champions here, can you just run up to the Kai'Sa and kill her on your own? Of course not, right? Because she's going to flash your combo. But do we have something here that can help us land our EQ? We have an Alistar. It's a guaranteed EQ, right? The only thing the J4 would have to worry about, if this Rel is smart, the Rel will stun the J4 as Alistar goes in. That's the only thing he has to worry about. But it's pretty guaranteed, right? It's not the hardest thing in the world. So thankfully, we have a teammate here, and that's the only time you think about him, who can help us. Because I can't solo kill this person under tower. So I need someone else to help me. Oh, I have an Alistar. Let's go. And that's the only time you talk to your teammates. Is when you yourself cannot do that thing. Okay. So J4 does Gromp. And what I think he should do here is run straight bot through that Tri-Brush, through the river, even if it's warded, and put pressure on that Kai'Sa, who's going to have to farm a cannon wave under tower with 3 champions threatening to kill her with no barrier. Now, you might be saying here, and you're right to do so, what about Qiyana being here with 2 longswords? 100% you have to think about that. And that's just what I think anyway. If J4 ran through, you can either Krugs Brush, is Qiyana sitting in this? If she is, then you can either decide to run forward. It depends what your teammates are doing. Like if Alistar can get an angle to go in and Ziggs can land his stuff for sure, like maybe there's a fight there. But it's probably too risky and too deep, right? Pause. So, what J4 probably has to do if he sees Qiyana here, he just comes back to Crab. That's both junglers playing perfectly, to be honest. Instead, though, just because J4's mental is a little bit, you know, full cleary, which again is not Bortsnort's fault at all, nor anyone who plays like this, it's just like what you guys have listened to. He ends up doing blue. He hits level 4. And when he looks bot lane here, which is great, by the way, the hardest skill here is him actually looking bot lane. Why is it hard to do this? Because it doesn't look like anything's happening, but he's got a little bit of time to here before he hits the crab. So he looks at this, and the Rel presses W and is about to go in. So instead of clicking straight to this fight, the J4 starts hitting crab. Even though this takes 4-5 seconds, this is 5 seconds where he could have actually been closer to this fight, and maybe he saves the Alistar. Maybe they, you know, trade 2 for 1. The funny thing here, and you're probably going to say, Eagz, you're trolling me after watching this. J4 gets 2 kills and Ziggs gets an assist. So basically, or a kill as well, sorry. So they kill all 3 people here. The reason they do is because this Rel plays like lots of people maybe watching this video. The Rel has W here, right? Or whatever this spell is. Doesn't matter. It's a W, I think. And the Ziggs has Flash. Do you think the Rel should go in here? Of course not, right? The Rel's W gets the Ziggs Flash, but they know J4's pathing bot. They saw the J4 clear this ward here at level 1. So, from the enemy team's point of view, it should be because J4 is pathing bot here, I cannot go in as Rel any more than I just have done. She can go in here because we're kind of safe, right? We'll see J4 before, but now, like, we're really far pushed up. Look at all this space J4 has to maybe kill us. So because of that, because of the enemy J4, I can't go in. Because the Ziggs has Flash, I can't go in. But this is just how most people play the game. I'm a Rel, and I could land W, so I press it. I'm a J4, I could land EQ, so I press it. So the Rel presses it. J4 EQs in on the Rel, who I don't think has Flash, in before she flashes away now. There it is. Don't know why she didn't flash before. So even then, you could argue, Eagz, why did the J4 EQ the Rel? Because the Rel here could flash, right? And she should. 100% she should flash. And nothing happens. So if the Rel didn't W in, if she flashed here, the J4 doesn't get any kills. Thankfully, though, because the Rel kind of plays this maybe as bad as she could, the J4 gets a kill. This was really clean as well. Flashing on the Kai'Sa. Why is this really clean? Because he creates space from Qiyana. No flash Kai'Sa. Can't get away, right? How many of you would Q here on J4? Lots of you would probably Q, right? You can relate this to another champion. How many of you would Q on Wukong here? Probably don't need to. You can save it for Qiyana. You're always killing Kai'Sa here, right? And you can combo, maybe this is specific to J4 now, your Q with your E. And he gets another kill. Very clean. we can see that Bortsnort can play J4 very, very well. But what's he going to do from this point? Let's have a look. So he shoves the wave, which I think is okay. He's not giving up too much time here to help the Ziggs do this. And then he's going to recall. I asked Bortsnort, what are you going to do here, Bortsnort? What are you thinking about running out of base here? Bortsnort said, this, into this, into this. Again, this is not me flaming my boy Bortsnort. This is me just, again, kind of blaming maybe the information that's out there that has led Bortsnort to make suboptimal jungling decisions. Because this is not good to think like this. And if you guys are thinking that First Dragon is going to win you a game, no, 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 no. What's going to win you a game? What's the theme of the video? Listening to the enemy champions. They are in a Discord call with you the entire game, but are you listening? Let's talk about the enemy jungler. What do you think Qiyana's going to do here? Because she was running out of base, just for a bit of context. If I go back here, there she is, 2-1. Now she spawned. So where's Qiyana going to go? She is 6 seconds ahead of us here. So I'm guessing Qiyana is going to go to... There we go, that's better. I'm guessing Qiyana's going to go to this crab first. Why would she go to crab first? Why not just do your gromp and full clear? Isn't it important to put your camps on cooldown quickly? No, it's not. Adding a crab onto your clear here means that you get 5 camps and not 4. Do you just want to give the enemy jungler this crab, do you? Of course not, right? So the Qiyana should go to crab first. That's why J4 should think about going to crab first. I even told Bortsnort during the session, the first thing I think about is this. How feasible is this? Now, if I wanted to do that, there's a very good chance Qiyana gets Gromp before I'm there, right? Very good chance. So the only reason I'm going to act like that is because someone else gives me, like, vision here. Or Qiyana, maybe ganks top lane instead of farming. So then, if Qiyana's going to do this straight out of base and then she runs back here, maybe that's when I can ambush her. Like this, right? So again, the enemy jungler is going to tell you what to do. Let's continue with this theme. That's a half HP Mordekaiser with no flash. Okay? So the enemy Mordekaiser is in a Discord call here with the J4. And he's saying, J4, I was half HP, now I'm 300 HP, if that, and I've got no flash. So, yeah, honestly, like, if you want to come top, and the wave is pushing away from me as well, right? It's pushing towards set here. Honestly, man, like, I'm probably just going to leave the game if you come top. I don't want to play the game anymore. But instead of doing that, J4 clicks to Krugs. Now, in terms of just jungling here anyway, right? Here, what do you guys say when you look mid? I see LeBlanc using W and chain. I don't look at Katarina. This person doesn't matter, right? Does Katarina give you 300 gold? No. Oh, she doesn't. Wow, okay, that took me a while to realize that, eh? Because, I thought teammates were so important. Yeah, but I guess I really am killing LeBlanc. I really am killing Mordekaiser here. Did I even mention the set here? Why does this guy matter? He doesn't matter at all, right? You're not killing set. You're not killing Katarina. Look at LeBlanc. There's her W. Now, does that mean you go mid? No, of course not, because it will be back up by the time you get there. I'm just pointing out that this mental is consistent. In terms of jungle camps here, this Alistar is top, right? Now, this is quite rare. So in most games here, when you run out top side, the Alistar is not going to be here, right? Your support might be bot, might be running out like this somewhere. It's very rare they're going to be in this position. So in your games, guys, if the top river here, and that crab is up, is in fog, there's a very, very good chance, right, that Qiyana does that crab before you. So if I was playing as J4 here, and the Alistar was, let's just say, bot lane somewhere, where that circle is, I would probably just click to Krugs from a jungle point of view, okay? So I'm trusting almost Qiyana to get this, and it's a bit of a waste of time for me. You have that crab, no worries. I'm going to go Krugs, Raptors, and then maybe even something like this, right? Because I'm so fed. But because the Alistar has shown us that this top crab is actually up, the Qiyana hasn't ran here. So therefore, Qiyana is probably doing what? If I skip this a little bit as well, probably doing her Gromp, right? So my guess is Qiyana is here. And then she might even do this. Maybe she's going to lane gank set. Like, that's what I would be pinging here as well. So again, we start with the enemy champions and jungle in particular. because that is our jurisdiction. Yes? Do you want to get gapped? Okay, well, think about them then. So J4 EQing Krugs is a mistake just because he can do this. Not because Alistair is here, that is just a bonus. In fact, let's do this. He's annoying me. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the mechanics. There we go, see? Alistair's not here anymore. Do you still do that? Of course. The J4 is stronger than Kiana. He can either tri-brush, where I've just pointed my arrow towards. He can either tri-brush to know if Kiana is in there, right? And if she is in there, that's just both junglers, again, playing really well and thinking about the other jungler. If she's not in there, he just gets a free kill on a flashless Mordekaiser. Your argument here as well, because Bortsnort brought this up, which is a very fair argument with what he's been told in other videos or whatever. The argument he said is that, what about if I go here and Kiana is here? Aren't I just losing time on doing what I know is 100% anyway? Like something like this, just a full clear again? The argument here, and it's the same with this dive bot lane when Kai'Sa was 150 HP, even if the Kiana stops you from doing it, your argument is that me investing this time to potentially get a big injection of gold, whether it's for yourself or your laner there, means more than me just getting a little injection of gold from my camp. The potential there for top lane to snowball is huge. The potential for bot lane to snowball if Kai'Sa dies and misses a lot of waves, a couple of waves there, Ziggs might get another tower plate. That is like a 500-600 gold swing. And the longer the game progresses, right, because you're going to deal more damage and you can clear waves quicker, hit tower plates, you know, and kill them quicker too, this just exacerbates. This gets worse and worse. This becomes more severe, right? The longer the game goes. But you still think about it, even at these early stages, okay? So the potential to get that much of gold beats you getting that much. Even if you just add Raptors into it. These two pluses, these two injections of gold, do not come close to that potential. And what that can also lead to in the future. What do these two lead to? Nothing, right? Kiana's farming them as well. Well done. That's a diff, isn't it? No, it's not. That sounded toxic, as if I was talking to you personally watching this YouTube video, but I wasn't. I was just trying to prove a point A. So yeah, the J4 should click top here. Unfortunately, he doesn't, and he should also click towards Crab, by the way, as well. So if he wasn't going to go top, in terms of jungle camps, it should be the Crab, right? Because Alistair gave him that vision. Look at top lane here. The J4 Bortsnort makes the right move here, but unfortunately, the Kiana makes kind of a smart play. We can see that Mordekaiser again is 300 HP, if that, and the lane is pushing towards set. So J4 makes an excellent play. Here, he has realized that the potential of killing this Mordekaiser and what it means right now, 300 gold, which is more than Wolves and Gromp, and it means a potential snowball for set, and maybe as well I can impress the gold I might get from this onto Kiana and the rest of the map here. So it's a good play, it's just come at the wrong time now, because Kiana has had time to get in lane here, and lane gank this, and there's nothing J4 can do. So he plays it best he can, he EQs over the wall, very clean indeed, Mordekaiser misses that, and he picks up the wave. But that just goes to show you how you need to be thinking about the enemy champions first the entire game. If you're too late, then this is what happens. So he clears top wave and he bases because, you know, everything else is so far away. So he's going to recall here and he's going to run out to bot side. Now, when we run out bot side, who are our teammates again? I forgot. Oh, yeah, Alistair. No. It's not Alistair. It's Rel. Rel's your teammate. Kai'Sa's your teammate, not the Ziggs. Is Katarina your teammate? No. LeBlanc is your teammate. That's who you're killing. So when he runs out bot side here, let's see if he looks at Kai'Sa. There's Kiana. Right, really good pings, yeah? Okay, LeBlanc W'd in, used E. Okay, so LeBlanc no W here, but again, we probably can't get to mid lane, right, before it's back up. Did he look at every teammate, though? So he looked at LeBlanc. He saw Kiana. Did he look at everyone on this side of the map, though? What about Kai'Sa? What about Rel? What about if Kai'Sa was 100 HP here? Can we just, like, sprint bot lane and maybe dive her before Kiana gets here? Of course. That's a possibility. But you're not going to make or find the optimal decisions unless you have all that information, yes? If you don't talk to your real teammates, guys, the enemy champs, You're going to be clamped. You're not going to find the right moves. And it will feel as if you're, how do I put it? Jungling against you anyway. It will feel as if you're AFK. And it's almost like I could say to this J4 here, my boy Bortsnort, I could say, Bortsnort, if this was a practice tool, you might play very, very similar here. Your decisions would be very similar. That's a lot of you. So here, Bortsnort, just because we don't know about our teammates Kai'Sa and Rel, he decides to do Wolves and Gromp. He hits level 6. And thankfully here, the Alistar goes mid and they kill LeBlanc. So because we have numbers advantage, Katarina is still really healthy, we get a free dragon out of this, right? Is this good? Of course this is good. Because LeBlanc is dead. Very easy one, right? This is so easy to recognize. And I'm sure lots of people would do dragon here. But it's the same principle. Because, think about the enemy champions, LeBlanc is dead. Oh, so I'm in a 4v3. Well, this was easy. Of course. You thought about your real teammate LeBlanc being dead. What do we do after Dragon? Now, Bortsnort could stay on the map here and run to his top camps, but basing is also okay because he wants to go to his Krugs, which is pretty far away, right? If his Raptors are up here, he could definitely think about running to his Raptors. Yeah, because his goal doesn't really change that much. Yes, he gets the Tiamat, but you're never going to win or lose a fight here in the near future and think, wow, I wish I had Tiamat, right? But because he's going to his Krugs, he can definitely recall. It's justified. Now, Qiyana shows bot here. What did Qiyana just use? His real teammate. What did his teammate just use to kill the enemy Ziggs? Qiyana used ultimate. Let's see what happens in the near future. So he recalls, which again is fine. Even here, you could make the argument, hang on a second, isn't that top crab still up? So even here, you could actually say, why not just run through mid to top crab? But he should still get there in time. Or it's actually very close here because they're recalling at basically the same time. So yeah, I even think here the J4 should stay and just run straight through mid. But anyway, let's continue with this. So remember, Qiyana used ultimate. So, J4 even points this out. No ult Qiyana, fight grubs. This is really good. This is great. But I said to Bortsnort, you know here the Qiyana started blue. So her blue's up, right? Because her blue would spawn at like 645 when she starts there at level 1. So her blue's up. Gromp's probably up as well, right? Because look at my top side. It's probably mirrored here. So all these camps are going to be up or up soon. So if she has no ult, what about doing something to her like straight away here? Like maybe that's the play. Now, of course, you have to be a little bit careful, right? If you do something like that, you're probably not one-shotting the enemy jungler unless you're super fed. Like if J4 here had a Hydra, you could just run straight in and get it to like 1 HP. The issue when you're not that fed like this, even though he still like had a really nice or amount of gold here, I guess, like he is still fed, don't get me wrong. But you're not going to one-shot someone like this. It's not really like kill threat. You're going to get them to like a third or half HP around that, and they can still fight afterwards. So that's where it's a bit dangerous because this can happen, right? And Qiyana can still fight back because her teammates will be there first. So that's when prio kind of matters, is when you're actually going to interact with the enemy jungler and you're just never going to kill them. So that's where just running in there like a lunatic, you have to be kind of thoughtful about it. Like if he had a Ghost Blade here, for instance, with Electrocute the J4, he could just run in, dunk Qiyana, and yeah, get a whole topside, right? But because he just has Brutalize the Tiamat, it's not big enough of a difference to just go in there like a crazy person, yeah? So you still have to consider your items and how that fight looks. But anyway, we see the crab up, and J4, does he go to the crab first? No, he does Raptors. Just because he's been taught. It's not even like his fault, which is what I would say to like any other person's games I'm watching. This is just literally what you've been told in so many videos, so many games, so much information in your brain. That's all you remember. Just clear your camps before you go and do anything. The Qiyana finishes blue here. This Qiyana has no ultimate. Let's see what happens. J4 turns the corner at the perfect time. Why is that a really good time to turn the corner? Because he's the same distance away from Qiyana as is Katarina. So they're pinching her at the perfect time. If J4 was still here, this is kind of like a 1v1 for a second, right? But this is here, a legit 1v2. So let's see what happens. Qiyana no ult. Qiyana goes in. J4 presses W, so Qiyana is slowed here. Here comes a Rel as well, but we know Alistar's on his way, and we have Prio top. Qiyana even flashes away. This Kiana was right here and flashed away because she knows here that she's in a bit of danger. Why is she in a bit of danger? Because the J4 has ult and she doesn't. But J4 wasn't thinking that hard, or hard enough, I guess, about Kiana. So he misses a potential kill here. Even just going on the Rel is good. The Rel has no flash. She just W'd in. The Alistair will be here to knock her up. Even just going on Rel is really good. And if they do this, they get grubs without anyone dying here. But when we watch what happens, Katarina has no ult now. So the Katarina is in an ult disadvantage, and we didn't really get anything out of it. Okay, we got Kiana's flash. But flashes mean a lot less than ults, right? Because they don't really lead to any damage or anything. So the ult here that Katarina used is way more important than Kiana's flash. The set killing Mordekaiser is great, and that allows J4 to get 2 grubs. But you'll see here in a second, Mordekaiser starts TPing in. See that TP on the minimap? That's Mordekaiser. So it's very difficult for this red team now to win a fight because Mord is TPing in with full HP. The LeBlanc has ult advantage. The Cat has no R. The Set has no R. So again, it starts with the enemy champions, and then you can always work your way back to your teammates. So because J4 can't 1v4 here, can someone else? Oh, not really. Yeah? So I even said here, Bort's not. And I wonder if you guys can figure this out. So feel free to pause the video. What do you think J4 should do here? If you said red buff, it's a mistake. If you said running here, you guys are just too nice, bro. Nice guys finish last, okay? The best move here is for J4 to go mid and to shove that wave, and then he can look to play for anything down here because all of those camps are up. And also Kai'Sa, who is isolated. How do we know Kai'Sa is on her own? Because our best, or not best, because our teammate Rel is over here. J4, I'm topside here. As a support, that means my AD carry is on her own. If you want to get to bot quickly and kill her with your ultimate, feel free to do so. I'm not saying it's always a kill here, but that's the rel in your Discord call. Who cares what Alistair says here? But most people will, and that's because Bortsnord is a nice guy. Because Alistair looks as if he's in trouble. J4 thinks, oh, I need to help my teammate. I don't want him to die. And Alistair's also been pinging this game a little bit, so J4 might feel, like obligated to help him and to show him that he's, still a good jungler or good teammate, whatever it is. So there's a very human element here of just emotion, I guess, that plays a part in playing this game. But it shouldn't. The Alistair is dead. Even if he lives, who cares? Or dies. No one cares about this outcome at all here because it's never winning. So, go mid, shove, get an injection of gold that we know is there. And then we can continue from there. Take her bot camps. Go kill the Kai'Sa. Do anything, right? Anything bot is good here. Unfortunately, thankfully we still got the grubs, right? Which is great, but yes. After this, we do Krugs, which I guess we have to do now. I'm sure anyone would. And then we go to red buff here. Now that Mordekaiser, maybe you could go top and try to kill that Mordekaiser. I'm also not sure if that brush is warded. I think J4 cleared it. So to be honest here, what J4 could think of doing after doing these Krugs is going to gank the Mordekaiser. See how Mord is pushing up here? He's going to clear that wave, right? And he might look for a tower plate. Ooh. So J4 here, after his Krugs, could actually sit in that brush to the left of him and see if Mordekaiser pushes up. I would definitely do it because that investment of time is worth potentially a big injection of gold. More so than red buff. So even if I'm losing 10-15 seconds to sit here to make sure Mordekaiser isn't going to troll and do this, I still come back after and get my red buff, and yes, I'm 10 or 15 seconds behind, but the potential to get that is well worth it. Because you are listening to the enemy champions, and what does Mordekaiser do? He runs up and he hits the tower, and J4 could have been here just killing him for free. J4 does Krugs into red buff here. And he should base after this because he has Profane Hydra and his wolves are kind of 10 seconds away. So yes, he will get to his bot side quicker by staying on the map here. So the two options he has, we base for Profane, run out like this. Or we just run straight here. This is obviously quicker. But the thing here is, this is still not that slow. Yes, okay, it might be 10-15 seconds longer, but you're infinitely stronger. You have a Profane Hydra here, right? Which is better than what he has. And you will feel the difference. Unfortunately, though, he stays on the map, and this is just solo queue for you. his teammates end up dying, basically everywhere. So when he recalls here, watch this for me. His bot lane dies. Keep track of the enemy champions. What did Qiyana just do? Qiyana just ulted. What's Kai'Sa going to do here? Kai'Sa ulted as well, right? Okay. So enemy jungler no R again. Kai'Sa no ultimate. Useful. So even though your teammates die here, or your fake teammates die, it's not always the end of the world. Because they're dying, because the enemy champions are using, like your real teammates. So Qiyana here, your real teammate is using spells. That makes her weaker when you see her again. Yes? So, unfortunately here as well, Katarina dies in another 1v1. Team Diff, FF. Lots of people might say that here. Really not too bad. J4 shoves the next wave. Why shove this wave? It's so toxic. Is anyone else getting this wave? No. So you're just missing a wave, right? As a team. Terrible. So he gets the wave. Excellent move, Bortle. Let's go. Here we go. Take that wave. Take that wave. Qiyana was just bot. Qiyana's probably getting that bot crab. She might even be clearing a couple more camps because her CS is so much lower than J4's. So there's a good chance her Krugs might be up. There's a good chance she's on the bot crab, right? J4 clicks to Raptors here. It's a mistake. He should click towards Mordekaiser, and then he should look at Mordekaiser. So your mouse would be going like this. You left click and you look, or you right click, sorry. So we'd right click first, so we have our nice line going like that. And then we left click to look at Mordekaiser. And our real teammate here is going to tell us about himself. Does Mordekaiser have flash? Does he have R? Go through the chat. Is he 1 HP? Is the wave about to crash? All of these details change your macro. Macro is not a general concept that you just slap on every game. Otherwise, it would be really easy. Wow, bro. All you have to do is full clear. Just full clear. Every game. Wow, everyone's challenger. Yeah, that's how it works. No, it's not. What happens when we review games? Or when I look at jungle games, it's I press play, and I tell you what my reaction is going to be to these guys. That's the difference. And a lot of the time, they're not even considered. But you see how powerful the game is when we actually add them into the equation. How much fun it is as well. You click top, you look at Mordekaiser. Who wants to play the game here to hit Raptors? No one. How boring is this? Practice tool. That's what it is. Sometimes you're going to have to. If Mordekaiser was dead here, maybe you could look at Qiyana's Gromp or something like that. For sure, that's also an option. But no one wants to hit Raptors here if there's an enemy champion killable. So ask them about it. Listen to your real teammates in Discord, and you can see the Mordekaiser here looks killable, right? He just looks squishy, especially to this J4 who's super fed. Again, this guy being here is a nicety, bro. It does not matter if Alistair is here. It's just a nicety. Now, what ends up happening? Let's keep watching. The J4 runs top. Mordekaiser gets the kill. Even here, by the way, this is where jungling gets interesting, right? The set kills the Mordekaiser, and J4's initial reaction here is to click back. My reaction would probably be to look in here, potentially anyway. But you know the set is low, right? This guy has no ultimate. He's below half HP. So even though Qiyana has no R, she can probably kill the set here. I also think Set would have used his big cooldowns, right? They're all like 15 seconds apart from Q. At least that, actually. So there's a good chance here the Qiyana might think of lane ganking Set right under your nose. So if I were the J4 here, I'd probably just hang around and wait for Qiyana to make sure Set is safe, and then I would go back to Krugs. But this J4, again, just because he's not thinking about Qiyana's mental, the real teammate, goes back. He's thinking about Cruel Duckling 92 on Set. Cruel Duckling 92 on Set is saying, J4, I just killed the Mordekaiser. I'm a beast. Yeah, you're so good, bro. Oh, you're the best. I'm just going to go back to Krugs then. No. Screw this guy. Because you're Set, just use cooldowns and HP to kill my Mordekaiser. I might try and kill him. Oh, okay. Well, I better stay then. Feel the power yet? This happens. Do you guys think they win this fight? Does Qiyana have ultimate or not? She doesn't. Because Qiyana has no ultimate, we can win this fight. Let's see what happens. And Bortsnort plays this perfectly. Excellent buffer of EQ. Saves his W until, like, he thinks he's going to take damage. Even there, he could probably save it. Perfect, right? And what happens when Qiyana has no ultimate? He gets 2 kills. It could have been similar at Grubs. But this was perfect. Let's go. I'm still cheering him on. Come on, guys. We've got to cheer him on. Let's go. One thing that will really help you in your games when you play jungle in particular. Has J4 done the Gromp? Did you say yes? Like he's done the Gromp? Did you say no? He hasn't done the Gromp? You're factually correct. He hasn't done the Gromp. If you said no, that is. He hasn't done the Gromp, right? But you're also wrong. And it's actually bad. In my head, J4's done Gromp. You don't E the Gromp here unless you know you've done it. So therefore, we've done the Gromp. So what's after Gromp then? If you guys get this, I want you to... Just did this with a student, actually. I want you to think about all of these champions. Who are these champions? These are your real teammates. These are the enemy champions, okay? I want you to think about what the best play is, and it revolves around one of these champions. If you think that recalling after Gromp and running the dragon is good, it's good, but it's actually not the best move here. The best move revolves around one of the enemy champions. Again, if you recall to run a drag, you are jungling it generally, you are macroing generally, you are going to be clamped. You are not playing against anyone, you are practice tool jungling. Alright, let's do this process of elimination. What about Rel here? Do we do anything against the Rel who is dead? What, recall and run straight bot to kill the Kai'Sa? She'll be there in time. So there's nothing really we can do in terms of the Rel, right? What about the Kai'Sa? Well, Kai'Sa's on the other side of the map. So because she's on the other side of the map, I can't really do anything in the kind of immediate near future. So it's not her either. What about LeBlanc? Well, LeBlanc's here. So she's kind of close, but because LeBlanc is probably full HP, with Flash, with her ultimate, it's impossible, right? Because LeBlanc has those things. What about Qiyana? Qiyana's dead for 20 seconds. Well, we're kind of already using that though, right? Because Qiyana is dead, I can take Gromp. Excellent. That's already ticked. But what about this guy? This Mordekaiser has TP in this game, but I'm not sure if it's on cooldown or off cooldown here. So what about if this Mordekaiser, because he wants to get back to top lane, he's just going to walk back, right? So what about when I finish Gromp, I recall here. And if the Mordekaiser runs through this lane like that, while Set's clearing the next wave, I EQ onto this guy and just end his career. And he's never going to play top lane again. All of a sudden, we've found the best move. Because we're asking about the enemy champions. Your real teammates. The Mordekaiser here. Guys, I'm running back to my lane top. And my jungler's not here because she's dead. So, you know, if you want to brush camp me, Set, if you want to clear the wave here, no worries, bro. I'm just going to run through J4 EQ. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh. Right, FF. Jungle diff. I'm sick of it. That's what he's going to type. That's what he's saying in his Discord call. Let's continue. Can J4 contest Dragon here? Yes or no? How many of you guys would contest Dragon? It's up in 5 seconds. Are we going to jungle generally still? Are we going to jungle as if we're in a practice tool? Or are we going to jungle as if we are playing against 5 human beings piloting champions on a video game? Tell me about these 4 champions who are going to be part of that fight. Tell me about them. Come on. Qiyana has R, right? She used it like a minute and a half ago, probably. So there you go. That's green. Could have used the bigger circle. Doesn't matter. Right, that's green, and she's kind of fed. People are going to get one shot. I have a TP Ziggs. Their Kai'Sa might have both summoner spells. I would rather have their laners here. They just look more fed, right? LeBlanc with a major item. Cat with components. Win. Stronger than me because she has ult. Win. Whatever, right? Who cares about these two? So because the enemy champions appear to be stronger here, I'm never going to coin flip drag even though it's spawning in 5 seconds and it would be nice to get. Sometimes you just can't do it, right? And this is about anticipating the map. In 20, 30 seconds time, J4 should be able to anticipate that the announcer is going to say, blue team has slain the dragon. So when that says that announcement, and even while Kiana and the blue team are hitting this dragon, the J4 needs to be doing what? So because these guys are getting a dragon here, and they probably win a fight, oh, it's too risky then. It's too risky for me to macro generally here and contest this for no reason. So I've got to play against these guys. So how do I play against them doing dragon? If they're getting a little injection of drag, I need to get something over here. The biggest injection of gold possible on the other side of the map. So I even told Bortsnort here, Bortsnort, I wouldn't even flame you for it. If you ran straight top like this, not here. What a terrible arrow, bro. That's an Os arrow. If you ran straight here like this, actually a really good move. Even if you have to lose your Wolves and Gromp. Even if you lose 2 camps, it's well worth it because you're giving up drag. And if you are caught farming your 2 camps here that don't mean anything, then you lose that map in that situation, right? So let's see what happens. He runs bot, and he decides to check this crab. I wouldn't. I would probably just hit Gromp here and then go back to Wolves. And I even said this. This is the extent to which we have to consider the enemy champions. Look at this for me. Is he our teammate? No. Where's our teammate? Where is she? She's over here. Like, I want to see Kaiser here. Is she full HP? No one cares about this guy. Why? Because you see it here. So we run out bot. And if this Kaiser, by the way, this Kaiser right here, if she was to go to Dragon, let's see how good you guys are. If she goes to Dragon here, right? And obviously if she moves up like this, she's going to start hitting drag. And they do that in about 10 seconds. So if they do Dragon in 10 seconds when Kaiser moves up, because Kiana could already be on it, what should J4 do? Do we still go here, knowing we lose a fight? Of course not, right? So if Kaiser does this and helps Kiana do that, and accelerates that Dragon by 10 seconds, we now have 10 seconds less of time. So if Kaiser was to run like that, do we do Gromp? The answer is... Pause the video if you want to think about it. The answer is no. We leave Gromp. We go Wolves in the top. If the Kaiser runs off, it means that Kiana is going to spend another 10 seconds doing drag on our own, right? That can be 10 seconds to do Gromp into Wolves, and by the time we're moving up here, the announcer will say blue team is slain dragon. Whatever we want to do top, they can't react to now. It's too slow. That's what jungling's about. Timing your counterplay. And it's just based on anticipation of the enemy champions and what their macro is going to be, yes? So J4 here spots the crab. No real point though, right? It doesn't even know if it's real. And the other one, the real crab, is actually spawning top here. So we could have been finishing Gromp now. Maybe even we're on Wolves. Now, thankfully here, something happens. Faker touches his mid laner. Pause. Okay, that sounded weird. I don't mean it like that. I don't know, like divine intervention in mid lane. Katarina with components kills a LeBlanc with Luden's Tempest. Send me that LeBlanc's Discord. But she kills the mid, so therefore, because LeBlanc is dead again, it's the same as before, right? What was the first dragon? What was the reason? Oh, because dragon spawns and it's really OP to do them, isn't it, when it spawns? No, it's not. Because LeBlanc is dead. Now we're starting to jungle, aren't we? Because LeBlanc is dead, J4 can hit the drag. And Kiana was doing this, by the way, so he pushes Kiana off, and Kiana's smart here. Kiana knows that J4 is going to be here, so she gets off it. No risk attached to this at all. And just gives him drag. No worries, okay, you have this. I can't do anything. Like, my mid laner is dead here, so no worries. You have numbers advantage. What should J4 do after dragon, do you think? Have a think. Now, I want you to start your sentences with because. Because. How many of you are going to say, because Alistair, my teammate, pings on the way to this Kai'Sa. Should we say what J4 does? J4 gets off the drag. Doesn't even really look at the Kai'Sa, right? He just pings on the way because Alistair did. This is not Bortsnort's fault. This is a very human reaction. His Alistair has pinged on the way. He wants to be a good teammate. Woo, I've got to coordinate with my support Alistair. We've got such a good combo. It guarantees my combo, you know, EQ. Woo! But for me, I look at the Kai'Sa. I listen to the Kai'Sa. Hey, Eagz. I'm Kai'Sa. I'm full HP. I probably have R. I probably have Flash. I probably have Barrier. Please come and gank me. You never kill me. Oh, okay. Let me walk over and waste my time. That's the difference. Because the J4 listens to his teammate, his fake teammate, he wastes time. He walks over vision, and they already know he's here, right? Because he just did the dragon. And that means that it gives free reign to Qiyana on top side of the map, where kind of the only golden experience is. Top Crab, Raptors, Krugs. He's not going to get anything down here, right? Because the enemy champions know he's here. If you're playing as Kai'Sa there, because J4 is on this dragon, and my Qiyana is probably going topside, I'm going to play safe. If J4 listened to that information, he would jungle better than listening to his teammate Alistair, who is horny to go in. Chill, bro. We can't do anything here. The Kai'Sa has everything. This allows Qiyana to kill the set, and you can see how J4 is still trying to make this play. Qiyana kills set, kills Katarina, and thankfully here, the Qiyana, I think out of pity, decides to stay and die. She could just run off, but decides not to. So thankfully J4 gets a kill, but this is still really bad, because look at mid lane. Katarina is dead, so LeBlanc gets a free wave mid, and some. Tower plates, okay, never mind, tower plates just ended. But she might get mid tower, she can shove this wave, she can go and dive the Ziggs as well. This was a huge turning point in the game. Because J4 listened to fake teammate. Someone who just doesn't matter. You care about your teammates, guys, when you can't make that play yourself. The J4 never kills the Kai'Sa there. So can Alistair help him? Of course not. The Kai'Sa's going to flash everything. So, why are we even trying? J4 goes top, shoves the wave. Who wouldn't? It's just sitting there, just like the mid lane from earlier, right? Gets the crab. And I want you guys to watch what happens here. Do you think this gank mid is good? If you said yes, it is time to FF. The J4 again is nice guy jungling. Again, Bortsnort is a nice guy. And again, these decisions he is making, not his fault. This is just what he's been told. This is what lots of junglers are like, if not 99% of them. He runs mid because he feels as if, oh, my Alistair is nearby. I probably have to make something happen with him. Otherwise, he might start pinging again like he did at level 3 when I should have gone bot after my Gromp and he got tilted and started, vision pinging me. I don't want that to happen. So because he's near mid here, I'm going to ping on the way. But do we think about Alistair first or not? Who do we start with? LeBlanc. Has she used W? Has she used Flash? Has she used her ultimate? No. So why are we going mid? That's the difference. Anyway, the last point I want to make here. Just a little quick thing with mechanics on J4. You do not need to EQ here if it doesn't lead to a kill, right? So obviously J4 is not going to one-shot LeBlanc here with an EQ. So he can just save it, right? He can just run in, press W on the LeBlanc, and just start auto-attacking, yeah? And wherever LeBlanc dashes to, that's when he can use EQ, okay? That was like the only mechanical thing for Bortsnort in this game, and maybe like ulting the Qiyana or doing something to Qiyana and Relic Grubs, but that was more, I think, even just a mental thing, rather than actually pressing your keys in J4. So the LeBlanc flashes. Watch this one more time. She flashes. She's half HP. She uses her ultimate there. So LeBlanc has no R, no flash, and is half HP. Even though J4 doesn't have his ultimate here, we're going to continue this by thinking about Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser, because Mordekaiser is 0 and 4, again, don't worry about the team on the right. Worry about the team on the left, okay? This doesn't matter. Nah. Because Mordekaiser is 0-4, doesn't even have a major item yet at 15 minutes. Good lord. This person is half HP with no ult. And then just to make sure, oh, Set's got a major item, that's nice. It's the last resort, right? Thinking about your teammates. Cat's full HP with ultimate. The Set's got ultimate and a massive difference in top lane. LeBlanc, again, it just got all of these logs, right, get piled onto the fire, and all of a sudden, your vision is crystal clear and not blurry. And covered in Eagz. So J4 should go to Rift Herald and press E on it. Instead, J4 gets baited because he's heard this a lot. He's got an item. He's got a major item here. He has Axiom Arc and he even has the upgraded Lucid boots because they have the feats. So he has all of this, so he gets baited by general macro. He gets baited by practice tool jungling that is being taught in so many videos, and he misses out on taking Rift Herald and punishing the 1 HP LeBlanc. Okay, not 1 HP. No flash, no half HP. J4 super fed, Set with a massive difference. Yes, J4 doesn't have R, but he doesn't even need it because of those things. But instead, he does Raptors and red buff, which is not Bordsnort's fault, because this has been instructed in lots of YouTube videos. And he recalls for an Axiom Arc, and he gives LeBlanc, who was just half HP, time to regen, and he also gives, in that time, Katarina, who had been blessed by Faker, but obviously no longer, to run it down. Now he might lose Rift Herald, or he just can't do it. If you think about the enemy champions as your teammates, if you listen to them as if you're in a Discord call with them, you might actually become the GOAT. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, please like the video. This was an hour of me talking. And to be honest, I probably should put this on Patreon, but yeah, I'm just a nice guy, eh? But yeah, make sure you like the video. If you want one-on-one coaching that will help you climb tiers for sure, then yeah, just hit me up on Discord, join the Discord, all that shit. And yeah, obviously don't be shit. Goodbye.